Alright, boys. Another day, another cut of content from AniNews. Thank you so much for AniNews for the cut content. This one, we actually have two. Okay, this video will be two. We got this the one from the last video or like the last episode, but I was told to not watch it because I think I had episode 7 scene. So we'll watch this one and then we'll also watch the episode 7 cut content, and we're gonna combine them. All right. This one is the dark truth behind being Regulus' wife. Now, this is something I'm interested in. How bad is it? Let's find out, man.
There's a certain calm that comes whenever we switch over to the scenes with Amelia, where the rest of the city is in utter chaos and turmoil. Amelia faces a completely different battle. She's completely oblivious to the events happening outside her castle, and that makes the events with her tranquil by comparison.
Yeah.
It's this piece that actually makes way for some interesting dynamics. First with the relation she's forced to have with Regulus, then second with the one she's trying to have with wife 184. It's not something the anime makes very apparent, but behind the scenes, Amelia truly is striving to break her out of her shell.
I love that.
In fact, by the time we reached this point at the end of episode 6, there were several times in which Amelia actually got 184 to slip. This is what I want to focus on for this video because not only do those slips provide valuable insight on Regulus, they also make her relationship with Amelia that much more important. It's one of the more major bits of cut content that I feel needs talking about.
Bad.
But first, I don't know if you guys knew this, but Jun Maeda, the creative genius behind Angel Beats, Little Busters, and one of my top 10.
Oh, Clanad. Wait, is this like a... wait, sorry. I like locked in. I don't know if it's a sponsor, but like, I saw Clanad, so I had to lock in. My
also
bad.
happens to
Oh, okay, I think it's a sponsor, right? Okay. My bad. I saw Clanad and I had to lock in. I fucking love Clanad so much. My bad. Alright. Let's go.
What awaits you is a journey where tears and smiles come together. Now,
yeah, no, I knew it was a sponsor, but like, I saw Clanad and it's just like an automatic lock-in for me. That shit's one of my favorites, like, romances, bro.
To start with, when Amelia first met 184, it truly pained her to hear such a beautiful voice spoken without any emotion. Amelia naturally had quite a few questions for her, but of the ones 184 felt the most inclined to answer, it was the confirmation her name was in fact 184. She even went so far as to warn Amelia not to get it wrong because to do so would most certainly garner punishment. Regulus was apparently very picky when it came to maintaining the numbers. Now,
that's weird as hell.
When the water had flooded the city and Amelia watched from the distance, she could actually see people getting washed away in it. She watched numerous bodies get tossed as the waters ravaged everywhere they were. Her first instinct was to leave and help, but once again, 184 would warn her not to. If she did, then Greed would make sure to punish her first, then he would punish whatever or whoever motivated her to act against his wishes.
Exactly.
It was a grave risk considering how, as far as she knew, Regulus could very well be as powerful as Reinhard.
I obviously we at this point in time, I obviously believe that that's obviously not fucking true. It's just Emilia's thoughts, right? Emilia's thoughts aren't like actual facts. I think the situation that Emilia's in right now, I think it's smart. We don't know what Regulus would fucking do. Deadass. What would Regulus do if Emilia like starts like lashing out and like escapes? He's gonna crash the fuck out. We already have Sirius. We already have Capella. We already have Gluttony. We already have like every Archbishop is here. Everything is going to shit. The one thing that we don't want to do is to anger one that is actually possible to, you know, kind of like be more chill. Because Regulus right now isn't like really like we remember the conversation that he had with Capella through the meteor. He was like, I have nothing to do with you, bro. I don't give a fuck what you're doing, man. I'm just trying to get married. So it's like, if we get the one Archbishop, one of the strongest too. If we get the one Archbishop that's like not trying to like do anything related to the flooding schemes and all that shit that they're doing. If we get him to like literally switch sides, it's GG's. We don't need that. We don't need someone else, man. We actually deadass don't need that, bro.
Even so, Amelia still wanted to sneak out to help anyway. It was determination that led to quite the interesting conversation with 184. Whereas we only ever get to see her be emotionless, Amelia's innocent virtue stirred something else. The way she accepted 184's words without the slightest hesitation showed a level of integrity that shocked even her. Of course, this could also be shock at Amelia's naivete, but the fact she simply trusted everything 184 said went to surprise her in a way that visibly changed her expression. She couldn't believe Amelia would just accept the words of someone who was Regulus's wife. Such shock had actually given hope to Amelia, since it made it seem like the two might be able to have a proper conversation. As soon as Amelia had made a comment on it though, all emotion vanished instantly.
Yikes.
To proceed any further would have undoubtedly resulted in punishment. This to Amelia was very strange, but despite 184 agreeing it was as well, that's just how Regulus was. According to her, what Regulus liked was his wife's normal face, the exact expression they had when he first deemed them wife-worthy. To stray in either direction from that, happy or sad, well, that would be cause for punishment too.
Brother, what? Brother, what? What are we talking about right now? But, I mean, okay, the best, another example, right? It doesn't really have to do with the face thing, which is fucking insane. It's just also, what happened when Amelia said that she was tired? She said, oh, I'm tired, you know, I don't feel too good. Where did bro go to? Who did bro go to? To 184. He was like, so you were the one taking care of her and next to her, and you didn't tell? You couldn't tell? And he was literally going to hollow purple her ass, bro. He was literally gonna fuck her up. She would have died. 184 is only alive because of fucking Amelia right now. Well, technically everything's happening because of Amelia and going to shit, but you know what I mean. Like 184 almost just died there, bro. And it's just something as small as that, bro. This guy's actually fucking insane.
So, to get visibly happy or sad, talk at all, or even furrow her brow, that was all something 184 warned Amelia to do very little of.
And the crazy thing is, like, what? The exact same face. They have to have the exact same face as he met them? This guy's insane. We actually have to stop, bro. Like, that ass.
There was no telling what would rub Regulus the wrong way, and it was that fear that drove all his wives into emotional submission. Obviously, Amelia wasn't ready to just accept all that, so she immediately went deep into thought trying to figure out how they could perhaps have a regular conversation in secret. Something about that caused 184 to react too, but right before she was about to say something probably important, Capella would interrupt with her additional demand speech.
I was interrupted.
It was similar enough aside from the usual extra insults the anime tends not to include. Interestingly enough though, since this was Amelia's first time hearing Capella on the media, she was able to quickly deduce just how sinister her intentions were. From just listening to the way she spoke, she knew her terrifying voice had the power to ensnare those who listened to it. Like, Amelia didn't know why she felt so restrained while she was listening herself, but as soon as the broadcast was over, she realized she'd been holding her breath.
And honestly, it's not ridiculous. Capella is terrifying. Dude, episode 5, bro. Capella is the most evil one yet. At least in my opinion, right? I think she's the most evil one yet, bro. Like, dude, I don't know what it is about her, bro. I think her... You know what? I think the VA is doing an amazing job. I think it's the fucking VA, bro. Dude, the VA is fucking cooking. Like, Capella really just be like... Bro, I'd have locked the fuck in every time she's on screen, bro. I'm like, oh god, what is she gonna do? Because, like, she's actually the most evil one, bro.
It had made it clear Capella was skilled at using her voice to manipulate others.
No, I'm not charmed by her. Fuck no. Give me Priscilla. I want Priscilla, bro. Y'all saw me last episode, bro. I want Priscilla, bro.
It was a natural-born talent she carefully honed to do just that. This unfortunately erased all the progress Amelia made on 184, since by the time Capella finished what she had to say, 184 was back to the same emotionless self she was when her and Amelia first met.
Jesus.
So whatever 184 was going to say before, she definitely wasn't going to say it now. This brings us to the events of episode 6, where it's finally revealed how Amelia got naked. As it turns out, because Regulus wasn't the type of person to touch a woman's skin that way, the person who undressed her was actually 184.
Oh.
Regulus would never go...
Oh! Well, there you go. See, that was actually, you know what? That was actually one doubt that I had. Was it Regulus or 184? Okay, see, it was 184. All right, well, there you go.
Revealed how Amelia got naked. As it turns out, because Regulus wasn't the type of person to touch a woman's skin that way, the person who
He's not the type of person to touch a woman's skin that way. So, so that's where he draws the line, right? That's his but murder, but killing a woman, murdering the woman. You know what? That's all good. Like, what the?
Dressed her was actually 184. Regulus would never go so far as to touch one of his wives himself, because to him the only thing he wanted was to assert his ownership. Right. It's actually the reason why he always asks that same initial question. When the two moved on to their discussion.
So he says like the whole like, are you a virgin shit, because he just wants to establish dominance. Motherfucker, what is wrong with this guy, man?
It's actually the reason why he always asks that same initial question. When the two moved on to their discussion about Subaru next, while Amelia was concerned Subaru would be pushing himself a little too hard, not for a second did she ever think he was dead. Part of this was because he now had Beatrice, but the other part was because he always seemed to find a way out no matter what.
Who's gonna tell her? Who's gonna tell her? I gotta keep remembering. Bro. The POVs from everyone else is so funny. He always finds a way to do it. Yeah, he won't die. He's never died. From everyone's point of view, he's never died. Oh my god, man. Like, I know it's like so obvious, obviously, like we've said this multiple times, but it's still like, it's still such a crazy thing to think about. Like the POV of everyone else. He's the GOAT. He's never died. He always finds a way out. Like, no wonder people think of this guy as like the true messiah. Yeah, a true hero. Like, don't fucking, like, yeah.
But the other part was because he always seemed to find a way out no matter what. That said,
I trust him too.
Confidence in his abilities didn't mean she wasn't still worried about him. Since part of his troubles were technically her fault too, she did feel bad for putting even more pressure on him. Now,
she feels bad about the pressure. She thinks that she put the pressure, even more pressure on him because of the fact that she let herself get kidnapped, I guess, you know, in her eyes. But it's like, damn, there was so much shit going on, bro. She shouldn't blame herself like that, man.
Seeing Amelia contemplate Subaru with such warm compassion made 184 leave her with yet another warning. Should she ever mention Subaru in front of Regulus, then he would immediately start to doubt whether what she said about being a virgin was true or not. Amelia still didn't understand what that word meant, but given her ignorance was what made Regulus so happy.
Yeah, given the ignorance, that's why he was so happy. What did he say after he heard that shit? What's a virgin? He went, Subarashi. He was fucking ecstatic, bro.
It didn't seem like 184 was gonna answer even if she did ask. No. Instead, Amelia knew she would have to look it up herself later. As for her current predicament now, the safest thing to do was just follow whatever 184 told her to do. Figuring out a plan would come later. Fast forward now to Amelia's next scene, and both her and Regulus should have been in their wedding attire. It's a shame we haven't yet seen it in the anime, but the full extent of their makeovers was this. Regulus found wearing his same unadorned getup would be disrespectful to Amelia. If they were going to continue their ideal relationship, then mutual give and take was an absolute must. Such were the depths of Regulus' generosity. This was him showing his willingness to change himself.
What the fuck? But like, look at the fist though. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, everything aside, everything aside. All right, everyone put everything aside. On a real note, they're dripped the fuck out. They are fucking dripped the fuck out. I ain't gonna lie. These fists go hard. I'm not gonna lie.
All for the sake of his new wife, Amelia. Naturally, all of this sounded more than reasonable, but the way it was spoken was oh so terrifying. Amelia's very soul was cowering deep within her. It was mere moments away from pleading for mercy. When Regulus went to question her serious expression next, the moments Amelia took to pause and think about an answer were moments she was actually spending thinking about how to escape.
Oh,
Running away was certainly an option, but when considering how crazy Regulus was, there was no doubt he'd open his floodgates in retaliation to that. Another option was to fight, but with Amelia's instincts telling her this was impossible, the only other option was to stick around and probe for information.
Her instincts are fucking crazy though. Her senses, bro. She's like, she feels the fucking aura. She's like, yo, if I fight this guy right now, I'm gonna get cooked. This guy. Now, the only thing that I don't know, yo, Amelia, I don't know to trust you on this, bro. Your senses are still a little, you're still a little fucked up. I don't think he's on Reinhardt's level. I don't think he's on Reinhardt's level. That's the only thing where I doubt your thoughts a little bit, Amelia. But everything else, you're right.
It was the safest and probably most helpful thing that she could do right now. When Regulus went on to reveal his 53 other wives, the reason he gave for being able to love all of them equally was that there was nothing more depraved than a husband who played favorites.
Brother.
He would never stoop so low and dishonor his wives that way, since at all times he would always share the appropriate love in the appropriate way at the appropriate time.
What a good guy, right, guys? Oh, this guy is just still murdered the wives, though. So it's like, what the fuck are we talking about?
This was how Regulus perceived his role in this. Now, there wasn't anything different with the way Regulus decided to attack 184, but I had actually noticed this when reviewing the footage.
Ah, we saw that too! We saw the fuck, yeah, someone mentioned it. Yeah, we ran it back, bro. We ran it back to fucking smile.
I had actually noticed this when reviewing the footage. There were a couple frames where 184 seemed happy.
Yep.
Almost like she was at peace with the imminent death coming straight towards her.
That's sad as fuck.
There was some slight agitation that caused her to tense up after, but as soon as Regulus's fit was over, 184 continued just as we saw in the anime. To expand on her next point about happiness not being a requirement for marriage, it turns out that Regulus had forced such a twisted view of the concept on them that the only thing she and the others believed about it was that spending time with him was the only necessity.
Yikes.
This was the only requirement they knew about marriage. Love and happiness weren't necessary at all, since to Regulus the only thing that mattered was being around each other all the time.
No love and happiness, just the presence, just being around each other. What in the actual fuck, dude?
It was a direct opposite view to what Amelia had.
Yeah.
Seeing how powerless she was to convince 184 otherwise, though, Amelia didn't sink into a spout of depression, but instead spurred herself into action.
Yeah. That pretty much motivated her to get going. And also, what did she mention, bro? I actually don't think I talked about it a little bit. It was like, it's kind of nice that, like, her view on marriage, right? She's like, yo, marriage is supposed to be, like, the happiest thing, bro. Like Amelia, at least Amelia knows about marriage. At least Amelia knows about fucking marriage and what it really means, right? What it should be, right? Because, you know.
She wouldn't allow herself to abandon 184 or any of the other wives. So, thinking about how Subaru wouldn't just rush in without any preparation, Amelia came up with the plan we saw in the anime.
Okay.
As the only one to get caught by the enemy, she knew she was the only one who could probe their position from the inside. That being the case, Amelia decided to take a move from Subaru's playbook and turn a hopeless situation into something positive.
Take a page out of Subaru's book, man. Even though it's hopeless, we gotta turn this shit around. Yo, Amelia. Bro, Amelia's learned so much from Subaru, bro. W fucking E-M-T, E-M fucking T, yo.
This brings us to Regulus's conversation next, which, to reiterate the core message he was trying to convey, what he's doing here is completely separate from what Capella's doing. Since he only came here to find his fated bride, that made him uninvolved with anything that Capella was scheming.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that too. We can kind of just figure though, like for like what's happened. He has nothing to do with what she's fucking doing.
That being the case, as soon as he and Amelia finished getting married, Regulus planned to leave regardless of whether Capella's plans were completed or not.
Bro, you're supposed to marry.
It's up to her to achieve her goals within that time frame. Now, the key word I want to focus on here is fated, because Amelia wasn't just some random person Regulus became infatuated with off the street. No, everything he did was completely premeditated. It took myself longer to realize than I want to admit, but the whole reason Amelia is 79 instead of wife 292 is mainly because of what happened all those years ago. I don't know exactly how or when he decided he wanted Amelia to be his, but the fact she's 79 means the decision was made a while ago.
Wait, hold up, pause on this. Wait, whoa. He's not talking about Kid Amelia, right? Whoa. He's not talking about the kid version, right? He's not talking about the kid, right? I'll let him cook.
It was mainly because of what happened all those years ago. I don't know exactly how or when he decided he wanted Amelia to be his, but the fact she's 79 means the decision was made a while ago. Likely back in the forest, since that was the only encounter they ever shared together. That being the case,
I was hoping that AniNews said something like, oh, it was because of Fortuna. Yo.
I guess it just so happened now was the time he decided to come and claim her.
Brother. This is insane. Are we just gonna, like, I guess we're just gonna move on, huh?
So, Regulus might not be directly involved with the plans of Capella, but his presence certainly makes for quite the massive obstacle. As for what it means to be his wife, those are all the details.
Pre-ordered. The pre-order go crazy, man. That is insane. Yo, bro was investing.
Be directly involved with the plans of Capella, but his presence certainly makes for quite the massive obstacle. As for what it means to be his wife, those are all the details 184 should have been drip-feeding us.
Okay.
She makes it clear there's nothing sensual about their relationship, but instead just a pure sense of ownership.
No, nothing sensual, just actual ownership. This guy needs to be stopped, bro.
But anyway, such was the extent of Amelia's scene so far. I'm sure we'll learn more as the story continues, but for now I figured her relationship with 184 needed to be highlighted. It'll make what I expect is her inevitable double-cross all the more satisfying.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you haven't seen last episode, then...
Alright, let's go to the next one. Yeah, pretty much. Let's go, bro. Subaru's defining moment.
Subaru's...
Let me make sure we're good. Bow. Make sure the window capture recorded. Alright. Let's go. This one is Subaru's defining moment and Al's secrets revealed. Al's secrets? Okay.
Speech might have been the best bit of dialogue. Subaru's speech might have been the best bit of dialogue we've gotten since Rem's back in episode 18.
Facts! Wait, he just made an amazing point there. Rem's speech, that shit's up there. But Subaru's, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Subaru has made his fucking... They're both peak, though, yeah. Subaru has made his fucking case, though.
Just like how hers was an emotional roller coaster of ups and downs, so too did Subaru fluctuate between courage and weakness. It was the culmination of his entire development into one 10-minute speech.
What an amazing... Dude, he's just cooking in these, like, 20 seconds. That entire speech, everything that he's gone through, his entire development in that fucking speech. I think that's why it's so fucking peak. Like, that's why I fucking loved it so much. You can really tell, like, every bit of character development, dude. It's just in that fucking speech.
It may not have been the same level of hope and despair we got with Rem, but the sentiment being expressed was very much similar. He had spilled his heart to relate to his audience the best way he could, then forced them to come face to face with the problem that they were hiding from. That's the core essence of what Subaru was conveying, but if you want to know how exactly the people went to perceive it, that's what we're gonna talk about here.
Okay.
That and the various secrets about Al that were and weren't in the anime. While the anime did give us one massive hint on screen.
There it fucking is! I haven't seen it yet! What the fuck? It's not much, but I can see his eyes, at least. I can see the fucking eyes. I'll take this. What the fuck? I mean, we know he's like a little older, right? He said it's been 19 years since he got here. So like, yeah, he's like a little older. That's all we get though. I'll take it though. Take off the helmet though. How about we take the full thing off? How about that?
There were quite a few left behind in the novel. Several telling interactions that reinforce the number one theory I'm sure a lot of us are considering. There was even a bombshell dropped in the Break Time miniseries, which I'll talk about as well.
Oh yeah.
So, if you want to see that or the full effect of Subaru's speech, then stick around since we've got a lot to cover.
Stick around.
I'm just gonna take a quick second to jump over to Freerin first though.
Alright, sponsorship. W Freerin though. I fuck with Freerin. I love Freerin so much, man. W Freerin. Alright. I haven't finished season 2 though. Alright.
Purchased myself. So, if you're a fan of Freerin and want to boost the aesthetic of your gaming setup, then head over to Starforge P time now that their Black Friday sale has started. But anyway, episode 57, the newest hero and the oldest hero.
Dude, that
covering
title is
chapter
so
3
fire.
from volume 18 of the light novel. I'm gonna start with when Subaru first meets with Anastasia because there were quite a few chunks of context missing that explained more of the City Hall situation.
Okay.
More specifically, Lust's victims didn't just magically disappear, and neither did the Black Dragon either. As it turns out, Anastasia had actually been able to gather them all together.
What? That's surprising, but like obviously I kind of had a feeling that like they're not just gonna fucking despawn, dude. They're not just gonna like dip out of nowhere.
She had figured out how to communicate with the dragon carrying Krush, then used said breakthrough to escort Capella's victims to a different room.
Communicated? What the fuck do you mean communicated? She tamed the fucking dragon? What do you mean? What? I mean, yeah, they're like technically humans, but like, I guess. Oh, I mean, I guess. That's a good point. They're technically humans, but like, she was able to communicate with them anyway, even when they're in that form. Huh.
Together. She had figured out how to communicate with the dragon carrying Krush, then used said breakthrough to escort Capella's victims to a different room.
Huh.
It seemed the flies still had their consciousness, so that made them willing to follow directions. This, however, brought up a whole separate problem because no one could tell if changing into flies changed their very sense of self too.
Yikes.
What I mean is, did Capella's transformation leave them as human on the inside, or did it go so far as to transform their perception of themselves as well? Whatever the answer to that may be,
that would be so bad, bro. You imagine you get transformed into one of these things and you literally, the only thing that changes is your physical state. So you have your entire memories, your entire sense of self, like you remember everything. But you're just that. Dude, I fucking, bro, just kill me at that point.
It was at the very least fortunate that the flies wouldn't be able to kill themselves. Since they still didn't know how to use their bodies yet, Anastasia could rest easy knowing she might still be able to save them. I mean, she was after all a firm believer of fighting till the very end. This was a desperate view on life that Subaru fully agreed with too, since to both, so long as life remained, there would always be a chance to fight back. So, all in all, Anastasia had managed to take care of things without anyone getting hurt. It meant there was still hope to continue fighting.
Hell yeah.
Now, Subaru's return.
Bro, Anastasia this season. Can I just say, the Anastasia switch up, like, the Anastasia development, like, we've gotten so much more of her, and it just shows, like, how much of a good person she is, bro. Because, like, with no context, just season 1 stuff, you can't really get much out of her other than, like, oh, she's, like, a merchant, really intense merchant, and maybe you could even say she's an asshole because that's all you can really see. But, like, nah, bro, Anastasia's golden, man. Bro, yeah, I've definitely switched up my opinion on her this season for sure. Yeah, the merchant spirit
gave Anastasia quite a bit of relief because it meant Garfield could finally calm down now.
Let me go back a little bit. And yeah, the hostages were not specified like what exactly they were. It could have literally been children, bro. It could have been kids, bro. It could have been, bro, it could be families. It could have been dead-ass families, but yeah, the Anastasia glow up has to be studied. Not even just her character development, like just her as a person. Low-key, her design, the way she looks is like, you know, she low-key a baddie, I ain't gonna lie. She got a glow up.
Hurt. It meant there was still hope to continue fighting. Now, Subaru's return gave Anastasia quite a bit of relief because it meant Garfield could finally calm down now. Ever since he saw Subaru fall into the water, he'd been running all over checking shelters and hunting demi-beasts, barely stopping to take any breaks at all. This was definitely risky considering who was out there, but with Anastasia telling him to come back every hour, she knew Subaru would be able to reconnect with him shortly. It was when Subaru went on to discuss Beatrice next that his statement about not hiding things seemed to trigger something. The way he mentioned how secrets wouldn't help anyone provoked a nervous reaction that made Anastasia seem like she was hiding something. Before Subaru could probe her on what that was, though, she quickly dismissed whatever it was she was thinking about then.
Anastasia? I was just giving you your flowers. What are you hiding? That's sus as fuck, bro. Don't scare me like that, bro. Don't worry me like that, man. Anastasia, what are you fucking? Yo, I'm adding her to this fucking sus list, man. Dude, yo, you might be up there with Al, bro. Nah, Al is number one. No other character has ever made me go from the break time to the Witch Cult translations to reread them, bro. Al is number one on the sus list, bro. No other character has done that, bro.
So, she quickly dismissed whatever it was she was thinking about, then refocused her resolve towards dealing with the archbishops attacking the city. She was filled with rage from the events that transpired just before this.
Yep.
It also didn't help that she felt responsible for everyone else, since she was, after all, the one that brought everyone to Pristella.
There it is. Someone mentioned in the chat, I don't know what episode it was it? It could have been 5. I think it was 5. The one where Anastasia got her like the key to the city, right? Like when Kiritaka did that shit. Someone mentioned, I think they were like, "Yo, but like technically it was her that brought everyone here." So like, you could technically say that's kind of fucked up. That was you? That was you, Jad? Okay. It's just like, but that's the crazy shit, right? She didn't do it on purpose, or did she? Nah, cause like he just said that she felt guilty, right? Yeah, she felt guilty. There's no way she planned this, right? It's not she wanted this. I don't know, but yeah, it's still, you can obviously, you know, if she actually feels bad about it, then it makes sense. And imagine she have Tube of Wisdom, but like, why? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Tube of Wisdom. She has a Tube of Wisdom, so like she already has everything set in stone. So she kind of just does everything without thinking, because like, oh, it's in the gospel, bro. It's in the Tube of Wisdom. Nah, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so though. Very good point, CT. She brought Mimi. She brought the triplets, right? There's no way that she's evil. I don't think she's bad. I think she's fine for now. She's still on the sus list though. She's still on the sus list because of that whole like thing about like hiding something, and she like dismissed it. Like, she's still on the sus list for sure, but you know.
That transpired just before this. It also didn't help that she felt responsible for everyone else, since she was, after all, the one that brought everyone to Pristella. That being the case, for her honored guests to get so injured under her invitation, well, that was a humiliation she wasn't willing to take.
See, like, the way that AniNews is talking about her, I think she's generally just feeling bad. Like, damn. And remember how, like, Emilia in episode 1? I remember in episode 1 when I was, like, doubting, like, Emilia saying, like, is it hard to believe that she invited us here just for, like, good reason? Or, like, just to like, hang out? Was it really, from, like, what I'm seeing here? I mean, maybe it had to do also with some election stuff, right? They did mention stuff about gluttony and stuff like that, but, like, low-key, it just seemed like they wanted to hang out. Motherfuckers just wanted to vibe. If you really think about it, motherfuckers just wanted to vibe, and then everything just went to absolute fucking shit. Everything just went to shit. That's fucked up, like the fucked up part about this, man.
Guests to get so injured under her invitation, well, that was a humiliation she wasn't willing to take.
Yes, a humiliation she didn't want to take. Like, obviously she didn't want this to happen. Yeah, exactly. The intentions with the royal selection were there, right? We saw the gluttony mentioned and all that shit, right? But she didn't want bad stuff to happen, obviously. She didn't want everyone to get cooked. So, like, you know, it's fine, man.
She was now ready to fight with everything she could get her hands on, only worried about the excuses for losing when she was dead. Such determination was actually quite the sight to behold, and for Subaru, he had no problem standing behind it wholeheartedly. So, the map in front of him may not have shown the people he...
Yeah, fuck Pandora. It's actually all Pandora if you really think about it. Yeah, just blame Pandora. Yeah. It's all fucking Pandora. Fuck Pandora. But like, if we say Pandora, what did that technically be? We're blaming Otto, guys. The Otto Pandora theory. We're blaming Otto, guys. It's not Otto's fault, bro. Come on, man.
For Subaru, he had no problem standing behind it wholeheartedly. So, the map in front of him may not have shown the people he was fighting for, but by simply closing his eyes, he could envision all the people he wanted to save.
Oof.
Every single one of them was someone who was precious to him. That didn't change the grim situation those people were facing though, since, as they spoke, the townspeople were being pulled into a downward spiral of despair. Sirius's authority, combined with the psychological effects of Capella's broadcast, created together the worst possible duet imaginable.
That ass, man. I fucking hate these two, bro. Yo, this combination has like literally fucked us over so much, bro. The Sirius authority and the way Capella just be talking, bro. The way she be giggling, bro. The way she be laughing. Like, dude, that fucking meteor is so fucking loud. And the way that she just like destroys the hope. The mix with the anxiety inducing. The fucking emotion like changing from fucking wrath, dude. This shit is actually disgusting, dude.
As they were now, it took all they could for the resistance to rush to each shelter and mitigate as much damage as possible. Now, this was where Subaru needed to set the line, since while Anastasia was okay making sacrifices, Subaru made it clear that he wasn't.
My goat wants to save every single one. Not a single man left behind, bro. Not a single person left behind, man.
Anyone who didn't have the resolve to fight on the battlefield the witch cult forced upon them was someone Subaru believed needed to be fought for.
He's greedy.
If he started accepting innocence as part of the battlefield too, then that would make him no different from the witch cultists who started this.
Exactly.
So that was the type of knight Subaru strived to be.
That's my knight. That's the best knight. That's the gold knight. Who's your best knight, man? Yo!
He wanted to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves. This was when Al would make his entrance, not only bringing news of Amelia's message, but also immediately attacking Subaru's heroic delusion.
Yep,
that's right.
The
Even
heroic
before
delusion.
Subaru had decided to give the speech, Al still believed Subaru's ideals to be nothing more than infectious self-satisfaction. Garfield would then come in right behind Al, but...
Infectious self-satisfaction. Interesting. So that's why he said the whole... like heroic delusion thing in there. That was actually the exact sub. So hey, W subs, y'all, because like, AniNews literally said the exact same thing in the fucking subs, bro.
Not out of pure coincidence like how you may have thought. Before I clarify that though, to give more context on Garfield's despair, he was dealing with the fact everyone he came with was either missing or unconscious. It's the same stress Subaru was dealing with as well, except you gotta remember Garfield was supposed to be their guard. So, as the last one standing when he was supposed to be protecting everyone, well, I'm sure you can imagine just how much guilt he was feeling. Now...
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie, Garfield been going through it, bro. Keep in mind, same dude, bro, what he went through with Mimi, what he went through with family. He's a kid. He's just a teenager. Then he proceeds to literally right after everything goes to shit. Everyone's separated. Everyone's separated. He doesn't know where everyone is. Like he thinks that Subaru might be fucking dead. He's looking for Subaru everywhere. Like, dude, poor Garfield. Can we just say poor Garfield, man? And yeah, Al is I don't know. Al is just sus in general, though. I don't know.
Al weren't on the greatest terms, so if not for the message Al said he had for Subaru, there was very little chance Garfield would have escorted him back here. As for how the two came across each other in the first place, well, that gets into all of Al's secrets that I want to talk about.
Everybody lock in. Y'all know what happens when Al got some secrets, bro. I locked the fuck in. Hell yeah, I even pulled out the witch code translations. Let's go.
So, to start with the peculiar circumstance which brought these two together, it all comes down to scent. After the flood had washed everything away, Garfield had started using his nose to track any scent he found to be similar to Subaru's. It was when he picked one up that seemed just like him that the person it would lead him to was Al.
similar smell. No, I don't think it's just because they're both from another world, Akari. It's because what happened in the Witch Code translations, y'all? Season 1, episode 16, Witch Code translations. What did Rem say? What was said about Rem? Wait, he can't smell the witch's scent? But like, it's still. But okay. Fine. You're right. He can't wish. Oh, damn, I forgot about that. I ain't going. Y'all got my ass. Fuck. I was about to start cooking. Shit. Fuck. I forgot about that detail. It's a no, but like that's so lame. No, the fact that I forgot that fact, I was about to start cooking. I was just gonna say like, yo, cause Rem smelled technically the witch's scent on him, so Garfield smelled the witch's scent as well. You know what I mean? The correlation there. Damn. He smelled the Japanese. Caught your ass. I was gonna start burning the kitchen. Y'all stop me from burning the fucking kitchen. Yo, the whole kitchen. The whole kitchen was gonna get burned down, man. Probably including the house too. Damn. But like, still though, I think that's crazy. He could still, he could still smell the scent, right? It was still okay. It's still crazy though, because if it's the same scent. Let's just say the same scent being like the being from Earth shit, right? The isekai scent, I guess. You know what? We could just call it that. The isekai scent. I still think that's crazy that he could tell that. You could smell blood though. The blood. I mean, maybe. I don't know, man. I was gonna drop an atomic bomb on the fucking kitchen, bro. But okay, all right, bro. Y'all literally saved me from literally burning the kitchen down. Yo, that's hilarious. Yo, and also, yeah, motherfuckers are mistyping in this chat, and it's just motherfuckers are getting cooked. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you for clarifying, guys. That's true. Yeah, Ryuzu was the one who told him about the witch's miasma. Okay, damn.
Bruise. It was when he picked one up that seemed just like him that the person it would lead him to was Al. This obviously could just be coincidence, but if we go back to when Al and Amelia were talking in the mirror too, something about the fact it was Al made her feel weirdly confident. There was this strange certainty that came with knowing Al was the one delivering her message.
Theory. Al is another version of Subaru, so that's why she feels naturally good about talking to him. I cooked, y'all. I fucking cooked, y'all. What do y'all think, man? It's a coincidence, right, guys? But like, why though? Let me cook now. Al is Subaru. Al is fucking Subaru, y'all. Al is just a. You said that in the 3 episodes ago. You said that, Boyd? Oh man, that's funny as hell though. But like, that's so crazy though. Like, what? She felt naturally okay. She felt okay like talking to Al. I mean, it could just because because he's just familiar. I don't know. That's what everyone said. Oh, that's what everyone said. Huh? Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I don't know. Low key. Wait, was that? Was that the fault that I was tweaking the fuck out? If I was tweaking the fuck out, I was not paying attention, y'all. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Subaru's grandfather? Alice Pandora. Motherfuckers, at this point, we're gonna say anyone is Pandora at this point. At this point, we're gonna say anyone is fucking Pandora. But yeah, I don't know. That's still weird though. That she felt like naturally, right?
Amelia were talking in the mirror too. Something about the fact it was Al made her feel weirdly confident. There was this strange certainty that came with knowing Al was the one delivering her message. Almost like she knew he would be able to get it done for sure. Amelia wasn't sure why she felt so confident in his abilities, but after a little more thought, she realized something about him reminded her a whole lot about Subaru.
Hmm. Let me cook, y'all. The Al is Subaru theory still goes strong. Did I cook? The Al is Subaru. Come on, man. The Al is Subaru theory is going strong right now, bro. Come on now.
That was where those unexpected feelings of trust came from. So, with two people close to Subaru finding such peculiar connections, you'd think there was an interesting relationship between Subaru and Al then. Well, what pretty much solidifies it is the reveal Al gave during his short in the extra break time episodes.
Yep.
This was actually cut content from season 1, but since his character is finally coming to the forefront, it was revealed Al is from Japan too. He had been isekai'd here over 19 years ago.
Yeah, we know.
He never did figure out how it happened, but it's not like he was trying to figure it out either. He was more so just surviving any way he could. So, Al being from Japan could be the reason why he shares a similar scent, or it could be something a little more complicated.
Exactly. We could just say the similar scent is because of the Japan thing, but what if Garfield is smelling something else though? Could be something else, man. Or maybe, let me cook now. Garfield gained the ability to smell witch's scent. No, I don't know why the fuck that would happen, but yeah, like, I don't know. It could be some other reason. It could just be like the same place.
I personally don't know myself, but I have seen a number of theories pertaining to Al's real identity. It's something we can only base off these clues and this one image for now.
Okay.
Switching back to Amelia's message, despite Al's reason for obtaining it being flaky at best, it was clear Al wasn't going to reveal any more than that.
I was walking around the city when I picked up a conversation mirror the cultists were using. Did we ever know? Did we ever find out where he really was though? Like, we just saw witch cultists down the fucking ground and it seemed like a very dark area. Like, where is bro? And also, yeah, good point. Yeah, he's like 36 plus. He's actually, yeah, he's older. I mean, I did kind of mention that too. Like, he's like older, right? He was like 19 years here, right? 19 years since. So like, yeah.
So, as much as Subaru wanted to know more, he knew he was just gonna have to leave it. This brings us now to the plan to use the media, and as much as it pained Anastasia to admit it, her choice to not do the speech was because she knew she wasn't good enough. She'd thought about it from every angle, and from that she was able to conclude she wasn't capable of bringing the hope Subaru wanted to bring. It was a decision that definitely didn't come easy. Pain indicated by her clenched fists and trembling body. When all those hopes proceeded to fall on Subaru, the only thing he felt was that this was a gross overestimation of his abilities. It was the same feeling he got whenever he talked to Wilhelm, Krusch, and Reinhard. Whenever they always spoke so highly of him, he couldn't help but feel that they were misunderstanding him.
Damn. It just goes to show, bro. It goes to show where bro's confidence is at. What he thinks of himself. Like, people say all these good things about him and believe in him, and he just doesn't believe them. He thinks people are overestimating him, exaggerating, like, and he even thinks that they don't understand him. Like, yikes, man.
You see, since to him they were all far more worthy of praise, the way they praised him just didn't make sense.
From Subaru's POV, he sees everyone else as, like, way more praisable. As way better than him, way more useful than him. That's from his POV. But like that everyone else's POV, they see him as like that guy. They see him as that dude, man.
They were much nobler people who he knew worked far harder than he ever did.
My God. So,
the fact they still treated him like an equal deserving of respect, that tormented him since he personally felt he wasn't.
And also, the run. They see Subaru has never died to them. Subaru never died to them, and they think of him as like literally the fucking GOAT, dude, the true messiah, man.
It pained him to know that they all acknowledged him like that. He honestly felt that his real self could slip out at any moment, and it was when it did that he knew it would just end up disappointing everyone. Then, once the regrets came to light, That's when he knew they'd see just how helpless and pathetic he really was. This was what Subaru had always believed about himself. So, with such amazing people always adding to the weight of their expectations, Subaru believed one day he'd eventually be crushed by them. Even so, he would continue to walk this path until he could no longer. It was the path of a boy who swore to be a single girl's hero.
Man. He's still, no matter what though, he's still gonna move forward, huh? I think that's the beautiful thing about his character, bro. It's just, it doesn't matter how much he goes through or how much, like, how badly he believes himself, he's still gonna move forward. He's still gonna save Amelia, man. He wants to save Amelia no matter what, bro. Be that hero. Be the hero that Rem wants. Like it's just like, this guy is just gonna keep moving forward, bro. And I think that's like the most beautiful thing about his character. We'll see him at his lowest. We'll see him at his worst moments, but he's still gonna push fucking forward, man. That's my goal, bro.
His path until he could no longer. It was the path of a boy who swore to be a single girl's hero. One that now had him becoming everyone's hero.
Ooh, from Amelia's hero to everyone's hero, y'all.
It was when Al had spoken up to contest that Garfield's reaction would lead to yet another interesting interaction. As soon as Al had touched Garfield's arm to let himself loose, immediately Garfield's expression changed for the worse. The thing is, Garfield himself didn't know why he reacted that way. It was as if Al had triggered some sort of instinctual response.
What?
Something that had caused Garfield to pull away reflexively. In any case, Al's...
What the fuck is that supposed to mean? Yeah, the newest hero. He just has that aura? Just fucking aura? I mean, I guess.
Instinctual response. Something that had caused Garfield to pull away reflexively.
What the fuck?
In any case, Al's point was that no one was taking into consideration Subaru's feelings. He was also very adamant about focusing on Amelia because Al seemed to know getting involved with the witch cult was a no-no. As if to speak from personal experience, he made it clear no matter what Subaru did, the witch cult would always come back to haunt him.
Yeah.
They were words spoken in a way that made it seem like Al was clinging to something.
Al was clinging to something. I don't think he's a witch cultist, but he definitely has some sort of relation, some bad blood, like some moment, some situation happened with the witches. Maybe not even just a witch cult, the witches. What did he say? But like, why would the witches though? It's not like I mean, the witches are already dead, so maybe not the witches, huh? So it's like, cause it's just like what's throwing me off is the Typhon mention. Like, what the fuck is happening with the Typhon mention, dude? Like, he just named her like they buddies, so it's like that's the thing that's throwing me off. Like, he has something bigger there, bro.
Now, it's not like Subaru disagreed with this, but the thing about this situation was that the witch cult got involved with them. There was no choice to not be involved anymore. Since the witch cult was the ones who started this, Subaru knew he had to finish it. That's when Subaru would commit to giving the speech, but rather than show it from the perspective of several different parties...
That's also another thing that I was thinking of. I kind of cut myself off. I was gonna say, like, what if he did the trials? But like... Wait a damn minute. Is it crazy to... No, that's a crazy theory. Yeah, he pulled up to the sanctuary. He took the trials, y'all. He took the fucking trials, y'all. He fucking took the trials, man. Like, but like that's the only thing I can really think of, because like, Typhon. How else would you meet Typhon? Would Roswell let that shit happen? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's like a lot of things there that will prevent that from like really, I don't know. He took the fucking trials, so like he met Typhon, cause like that's the only thing. It's the only thing I could think of. Like, what other way would he meet Typhon and the witches if they're already been fucking dead? He got isekai'd here. It's been 19 years, so definitely not even fucking close. Like, maybe he went to the trial or some shit and he talked to them. I don't know. Again, like this guy's this guy's gonna drive me fucking insane.
Subaru knew he had to finish it. That's
I
when
don't know.
Subaru would commit to giving the speech, but rather than show it from the perspective of several different parties, it was instead given from the perspective of Raph. We were first shown the crisis her and her brother had to deal with. It all started with the evacuation in the park, then quickly turned into a terrifying nightmare. You see, while at first there were voices that encouraged everyone to stay positive, eventually uneasiness took over and silence came with it.
Yikes.
Soon after, people had stopped hiding their rage, and eventually the mood turned to aimless disagreement and annoyance. There was now a silent madness that was affecting everyone, one that spread from person to person like a wildfire.
Raph is a problem.
The flood was what pushed everyone over the edge, igniting the sparks which would send them into a frenzy of violence. The only reason it didn't escalate into a full-on purge is because Fred's tears convinced the adults otherwise. The moment they noticed this young boy crying, they immediately came back to their senses and knew better than to act out in front of a child like that.
W Fred for crying. What the fuck? Yo, W tears, man.
How long that would last was yet to be seen, but for now it at least brought temporary peace.
That's
So
crazy.
what had likely happened in numerous shelters across the city was fortunately delayed by Fred. There was now a fragile equilibrium keeping things at bay.
So Fred is the GOAT? Is Fred like the GOAT? Like, what is happening right now, man? Fred saved the city? Let me find out Fred actually saved the fucking city, man. What the fuck?
A brief respite only maintained by everyone keeping to themselves. Since provocation was what sparked the last outburst, everyone felt the best thing to do was to stay apart and isolated. It was exactly what Sirius's power wanted them to do. Now, as soon as the people heard the media turn on, what everyone thought would result in the tipping point from no return instead turned out to be a voice unfamiliar to them. They weren't met by the same sinister voice they were expecting. No, instead they were met by statements quite the opposite. Subaru's initial words weren't meant to be unwavering or courageous because at first he wanted to convey the fact that he was just like them.
Exactly. That's the thing that he wanted to do at the beginning of the speech. Let the people know, I'm just a normal ass person. I'm a human being. I'm a regular ass dude just like y'all. I'm letting y'all know I'm weak, I'm pathetic, this, that, and the third before I get to the actual goodies, bro. The actual motivational speech, bro.
That being the case, in order to show he really did understand what everyone was feeling right now, Subaru was open and honest. He shared his insecurities and poured his heart out to them. This led everyone past the point of suspicion and disappointment, and instead led them straight into confusion. They were unsure as to why such an apprehensive person was talking to them. Reason being that, even if it was fake, what they knew they needed right now was hope. That being the case, they couldn't help but wonder why such a seemingly hopeless person was talking to them. Well, with Subaru's last words of doubt precisely describing what everyone was feeling, he had essentially drawn out the emotions that they were all hiding from. What I mean is that by describing the weakness currently eating away at them and spotlighting the cowardice currently plaguing their minds, Subaru was essentially forcing them to come face to face with the unresolvable reality in front of them.
Dude. It's just like Subaru's character. Like, look at these lines, y'all. Yeah, the illustration is crazy, and the lines, like the way he like talks, like, I'm on the verge of being crushed by madness just like you. And it's not even just with everything that's going on right now, bro. You could say this because of everything that he's just gone through, bro. What's the death count? 20? Like, overall, he's died 20 times. Like, it's not even just like madness because of like what's happening now, bro. Like, this guy, like, I'm surprised. I think the most impressive thing is how he's like pretty much having this hope and moving forward even with everything that he's like gone through, bro. How the hell that man delivered that speech even though he's died 20 fucking times, y'all? A man who's died 20 times, some in the worst way fucking like imaginable, and he's still fucking pushing forward. That's his fucking the spirit that this man has, bro. The spirit that this man has, bro. My knees are quaking in fear, just like you. But even though he's scared, he still goes forward, man. Awesome, bro.
No one wanted to confront it head-on like this, but Subaru was now eating away at them and spotlighting the cowardice currently plaguing their minds. Subaru was essentially forcing them to come face to face with the unresolvable reality in front of them. No one wanted to confront it head-on like this, but Subaru was now making them do exactly that. So it was once those terrifying thoughts were at the forefront that's when Subaru would turn things around. He would have the people look at the expressions of those closest to them, then have them compare such expressions to the ones they remembered. If for any reason they found such expressions to be unbearable, then that's what Subaru wanted everyone to rally behind.
And that's the other thing about the speech. He also said like, yo, instead of like saying like me, like just fully like saying like what he's thinking and what he's like trying to say, he said like, look at the person next to you. What do you think about when you look at the person next to you? How do you feel? Right? The people you care about, maybe even people you just met. Like, come on now.
He wanted them to feel it wasn't acceptable to have such important people carry such pained feelings with them. And if the people they were looking at were hiding behind a smile, then it wasn't acceptable to have such feelings forced upon them either.
Yeah.
No. To Subaru, the one most precious to him had a real smile far more beautiful than any forced one.
Aww.
So, with that being what Subaru was fighting for, he figured it was a good common ground that everyone else could get behind. All the while, not once did his heart change from the weak, frail thing it was in the beginning. It's just now he was embracing such weakness and refusing to give up despite it.
Beautifully fucking said. He's still weak and fragile, but his attitude, his mentality, like the way he shows himself now, like the way he acts has fucking changed, man.
Thing it was in the beginning. It's just now he was embracing such weakness and refusing to give up despite it. This was the core message Subaru was begging everyone to embrace as well. He wanted them to not give up because even though they were weak and even though they were forced against a threat far more powerful than them, there was still something out there worth fighting for. So, as Subaru asked them if he was the only one, their cries supporting him fought against the fear nestled deep within them.
Yeah.
They felt they couldn't let the boy spilling his heart out stand alone. With his trembling voice, his meager encouragement, and his desperate plea, all of it resonated with their own shortcomings. It had made it so by standing up for him, they were also standing up for themselves too.
Exactly, the connection. He reached them. He literally fucking reached them, y'all. Like, dude, the Subaru Glaze is gonna skyrocket after this. The fucking Subaru Glaze stocks, bro. the Subaru stocks, bro. They're fucking rising right now, man.
It was when Subaru finally stated that he'd fight and he'd win that not a single person doubted whether he would or not. With the way that he had spoken to them, they absolutely trusted in his ability to make that statement come true. Just as how he trusted that they wouldn't give in to despair, everyone else believed he could pull out the victory. That's just how certain Subaru sounded here.
Yeah,
so,
man.
When all was said and done, the whole speech was simply a boy who hid nothing from them. He had willingly hoisted everyone's hopes upon his shoulders, then swore to carry them to the end he knew they all wanted. No one knew what this boy even looked like, but at the very least they could pray for his fortune.
Oh my god, man! Like, Jesus, man, the hope right now is like, a 1 fucking 100, dude.
If he was gonna be the hero they all imagined him to be, then it was the least they could do for someone who was just like them.
Yeah.
An average person struggling against the impossible for someone he deemed precious. But yeah, that was Subaru's speech and Al's secrets. As an episode that culminates all of Subaru's developments into one 10-minute speech, I gotta say this is probably one of the best. It's right up there with Rem's speech from episode 18.
Definitely.
I'm curious to know what you guys thought about it too, so let me know down in the comments. Now, before I go, don't forget to check out the start.
That should be it, right? Yep, that's it. Wow, man. This right here, y'all. This guy right here, man. This is my go. Dude, AniNews did a fantastic job. The way he talked about this episode, the way he narrated, bro, he cooked. He fucking cooked, y'all. Man, it's just the way he was talking about Subaru, dude. The way he talked about Subaru, like the way he just talked about also like the Al stuff as well. Like he cooked, man. Like he was, bro. AniNews really did an amazing job, man. Hey, wow, bro. Overall, an amazing episode. Another W cut content from AniNews as well, man. Thank you so much for the cut content. Once again, that is going to be it for today's episode, today's cut content from AniNews. If y'all enjoyed and you're new, subscribe, leave a like down below. The full uncut version to all ReZero content will be on Patreon. As always, have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. See you guys.